Blog Talk Radio.
The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show. The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show. Your hosts are here for the show tonight to interview our special guest, a show highlight. The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show. The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show. Football, basketball, baseball, hockey, soccer, boxing, tennis, golf, story. The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show. The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show. Tune in for all the news and scores, reporting on the games and so much more. The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show. The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show. The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show. The Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Show.
Welcome, everybody, to another great episode of the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. We have an outstanding show for you. We're going to go ahead and join in a special guest. His name is none other than the Detroit Tigers Major League great, Willie Horton. That is correct. Willie Horton is going to be on the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. We're going to have a great interview with you guys and great time. I want to thank Daryl Chapper for setting up this amazing opportunity to interview a Major League Baseball great, Detroit Tiger great, Willie Horton. So we're going to give him some airtime and hear what's up with him, see what's going on. And we're going to go ahead and make sure we thank our great sponsor for today, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting, you may need a support group. So again, thank you, Chef G. You can get that at FLBBQSauce.com. Again, it's FLBBQSauce.com. Let's go ahead and fire away and get Mr. Great Willie Horton right on the line right now for you guys. All right.
Hello?
Hey, how you doing so far today, Mr. Horton?
Oh, fine. Yourself?
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for asking. This is
can
Alan.
You hear me?
Yes, I sure can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, great. I'm glad you can hear me. And this is Alan from the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. So we're so delighted to have you with us today. And
thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. And definitely, first and foremost, how you been?
Well, I've been a little slow, but I've been blessed, and at my age, I'll stay pray up and be thankful and think about the great memories.
That's right, and definitely you definitely have a lot of them. I mean, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. I said thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, and definitely, and you have such a decorated career. We're honored to have you on the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show, and definitely a great individual. And speaking of memories, one of the great memories that you were involved in way back in the day was, the 12th Street riot where you were trying to restore a little peace.
Yeah, back in '67. Yeah. I get nervous about it now, but when you're young, you just do things, and I did what I thought was best at the time, and I have flashback now, and I remember we had a doubleheader with the Yankees, and we won the first game. The second game, I thought I hit a home run the first game, and that's really, I probably don't ever forget that. And And then they told us about midway through the game, brought us off the field, told us to go home for our safety. And I ended up putting my street clothes in my duffel bag and went over there and got on the top of the car and tried to bring peace to the people. And over on 12th Street and where the ride was, that used to be one of my young childhood paper routes. And as I look back and I think about the people, what they were worrying about Willie Horton getting hurt, and that's from that day on, I think I got involved in things beyond the field, doing things to make it a fair ground for everyone.
Yeah, and by nature, it sounds like you're a peaceful person. You like to have peace.
Well, I was raised up, I come from a family of 21. I'm a younger 21. I've been blessed to have a lot of mentors in my life, my sister and brother, and I'm the last boy left out of 11, and I got one sister left out of 10, and she's 96, still live by herself, and she just told me a couple of weeks ago she's been living in her home over 60 years. And but when you come up as a young man through the race of time, that I learned how to cope with a lot of different things, but made a better person out of me to try to get involved and make it a fair ground for everyone.
Yeah, that's very noble of you to definitely do that. And how did your baseball career start? How did you first fall in love with baseball?
Well, I tell you, I was talking about that to a couple of my grandkids a couple of days ago, and I never have ambition as a kid say I want to be a major league player. I want to be a ball player. When I was small, I used to run behind fire trucks. I hear a fire truck, I used to take off at. I always dreamed as a young kid running behind fire trucks, wanted to be a fireman. And like today, I think one of my grandsons is a fireman. And I told him I'm so proud of him because that was my dream. But I was just fortunate that my mom and dad got me involved with Judge Keith when I was 13 years old, and he came more my legal advisor and became my father through many years of life. Up to about 2 years ago, he passed away. But just to surround me with him as a young man before I signed and exposure, he got me involved in and out of courtroom when he was a young lawyer. Exposed me to judges and the president and entertainment. I remember meeting Harry Belafonte at Judge Keith's office when he was a lawyer and stuff like that. And I just think I've just been blessed that I was just been surrounded by the right people who helped me live my life the way I live today.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. You've definitely found a niche there and started baseball, and you fell in love with it apparently because it took you a long way.
Well, yeah. My brother-in-law, George Clayton, in Harlem, Kentucky, I remember years ago, I was about 4 or 5 years old. I guess he put the first baseball in my hand. And he used to cook barbecue, and he came very fortunate in life doing that. And in later years, he moved to Atlanta, Georgia. But as I look back down before we went south, or went from south to north, and 51, that just going around here as a little kid, he put the first baseball. And then from there, it came history. I was surrounded through my little league coach, Mr. Thompson in Detroit, and I went back down home in Virginia and played down in Virginia and Tennessee for a couple of years because I never liked T-ball. And so in the summertime and with my brothers and sisters. But I was just fortunate. And then with Judge Keith, like I said, my dad and mom put me in his hand when I was 13. And said this man could kind of help you identify you got gifted. And one of the best things happened to me, he surrounded me around the right people that I understand I had a gift to do something in life that I can reach back to help my parents.
Yeah, and that's a true gift. A lot of people, they don't get an opportunity to understand they have a gift and then surround themselves with the right people. Talk about the people that you were around that really helped pull you up to get to the status of Major League Baseball.
Well, I tell you, through Major League Baseball, and I talked about the other day when I first signed a hardship case to help my parents when I was 17. And I came up with the Tigers, and people don't realize I was 19 years old. But going back to Lakeland, Florida, where I'm at now in spring training, I was telling some people a couple of days ago that I remember coming here 62 years ago. It was just one red light downtown, and I had to walk from downtown to Tiger Town 3 or 4 miles, because I couldn't ride in a white taxi. And I think that was, to me, I talk about that walk, the best walk in my life. That it's where I'm at today with the inner circuit of that walk got me involved through the rest of my career through baseball. Surround me with Ernie Harwell, George Kell, and people, and Hank Greenberry, coming up with the Tigers as a young man, that helped me understand racer and helped me get through the racer problem I had. And he really got me involved in knowing Jackie Robinson, close to Jackie Robinson through the years before when I came up as a rookie. And because he told me him and Jackie was very close, and because he explained to me he treated the Jews worse than they did the black at the time, and just part of life. But from that, you with that inner circle, through Hank Greenberg introduced me to Bob Hope. I'm involved working with the military right today. I've been overseas with him 2 or 3 times in my young career, and 6 other times after retirement. And I still work with the military bases right to this day, and bring them down to spring training after graduation. I go up there in November in Fort Bennett, Columbus, and spend time with the military family.
Yeah, and that's amazing that you went through such hardships and made it. And talk about Jackie Robinson. What type of influence what type of man was Jackie Robinson to you?
Well, to me, he set the tone. But through Jackie, I learned about our first black player was Jake Wood. That was 12 years after Jackie that came through our minor league system to the Tigers. And my dad let me skip school in 1961 to see Jake play, and made me stay at home and sign a hardship case with the Tigers at the end of 61. And that's it. But Jake Wood, right today, he's still involved with Willie Horton. And through that, I learned more through Jake Wood and Gates Brown about who Jackie was. And I learned he set the tone, but it's a pyramid of pain from Jackie down through Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, and the rest of these guys. And I wish people would talk about the pyramid of pain that started from Jackie. And I think people would appreciate Jackie a little more than they, like they should. They recognize him a lot, but I think the young generation will understand if you understand the pyramid of pain from Jackie down through the other great ball players.
Yeah, please. We're all ears. We'd love to hear more about that. So please tell us.
Well, you got Willie Mays, Hank Aaron, and I remember years ago I signed in the American League. I remember they used to call me all the time to support me, because primary in the American League at the time I think was myself, was an upper star type player, Antonio Oliva, and and go back to Ernie Banks and people like that used to call me to keep my spirit up. Ernie used to tell me, "So you should have signed over in the Democrat League. You signed on that Republican League." And in the National League with a lot of Spanish and black players and stuff like that. But what I see today, I don't see no different, and I see things going, and we got a long way still to go. But we got to start listening to the young people a little more, and because they tired. Young people, generation, they tired. They don't look at no color. And I think political wise, if they would open their eyes and start listening to them a little more, I think we have a better world, not only in sports, in all parts of the world.
No, I agree. And, just like Martin Luther King used to say, he wishes that one day people would just judge you by the content of your character rather than the color of your skin.
Exactly.
And
well, Dr. King, I met him through Judge Keith years and years ago. And I tell you what keeps me strong, and I learned to live by his law. He was so firm. He was always firm. That's what gave me strength all the way through my life. Stay firm and focus on what you're doing. He never he always stayed firm to the exact thing at all times. And that's what made him a great leader. And that is right to the day. He's like, for me and many others, he's still here.
No, you're absolutely right. And you grew up in an era that was, I know there was a lot of turmoil and chaos and segregation, but you met some of the greats. I mean, Martin Luther King, you got a chance to meet Jackie Robinson.
Oh man, it's movie star, judges, presidents. I'm very fortunate, and I think I go back and I praise my mom and dad, which I lost them in a car wreck in 1965 New Year's morning. That they put me in Judge Keith's hand when I was 13 years old to be my legal advisor. And Roberto Clemente, another great mentor and hero in my life, he woke me up and told me that my parents got killed in a car wreck in 65. But you go through life, but make your life what it is. I had a strong wife. My wife went through all of that. But, right today, she's my backbone. We at an age now, we stay prayer up and be thankful and think about great men and kind of lean on each other to walk straight.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear about your parents, but it seemed like they left you in the best hands they can with some great mentors.
Oh, well, I'll tell you, I'm fortunate. And I tell people all the time, I'm very humble, and the good Lord kept me humble all the way through my life. I never forgot that I was raised up in the Jeffrey Project, never forgot where I came from. And I appreciate my children and my kids lived their life, almost image of Willie Horton. We had 7 children. We got 6 now, and we got 49 grandkids. And we got 20 grand, 24 great, and 3 great. But we've been blessed. Like I said, I can't complain, but the battle is still out there to be fought. And I tell people, I spoke to Dr. King down in Fort Lauderdale a couple of years back on his birthday, and I was telling people I talked to the dream and through reality of President Obama. Things are still hard, but we still got doors of opportunity to go through. And I think to me, things like that make you understand what you're surrounded about you, what life should be and what it should be fair to all.
No, you're absolutely right. I mean, you've come full circle to go through the tough times of segregation to actually seeing a black president, Barack Obama.
Oh, man, whew.
Thoughts on that?
That's something. Well, I tell you, we kind of wrote his second turn around. We kicked off his second fundraiser in Detroit area through Mr. Illich's daughter's home, Denise Illich, and we met President Obama and his wife and all. And actually, we got a big picture that through the years, we become more than just a president, become a family friend to us, and we're very fortunate.
Yeah, that is remarkable that, keep a positive attitude and you keep moving forward. You may not get it perfect, but it sounds like you've been doing very, very well.
Well, I tell young people today, when I speak to young people, I tell them don't ever forget when they came in this world, the good Lord, they come here as a millionaire in mind. The good God made each and every individual, gave a millionaire mind. You can do anything and be anything you want in life with that mind. And for the older people, I try to vice versa, tell them, don't let that mind take you away from here. That's the greatest thing the good Lord gave us all human. That's a mind, and that mind you can do and be the best you can be in life.
That's right. So that's a great advice for the kids, and don't forget, as you mentioned, where you come from, and now you're living in Lakeland. You're living in Lakeland, and I did see.
But I don't live in Lake. I'm in Davenport in spring training 3 months, and I come in and out of Lakeland through the summer and that close for a week or so. I kind of stay around at hotel. Now me and my wife, we around Lakeland area. We got maybe about 10 or 12 grandkids running around through here. We realize we have a daughter living in this area, and that's a great feeling. Yeah.
You come here so often that I'm mistaken that you're living here. But I did see that you were at Simpson Park. Talk about your impact of going to Simpson Park.
Well, Simpson Park go back about 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago, and to the blessing of Mr. Elliott, I wanted to talk to him about a program we're trying to put together, and he asked me how faith I'm in, and I told him. He said, go for it. and we went for it, and we were doing very well because, traveling ball in sports, in all sports. If my parents had to pay 50 cents for me to play sports, I could have never did that. And we started putting a program together, the 360 organization, from the cradle to the grave, the whole concept of life. But it's a full circle thing. And just before the COVID, we started having our first free program, and then COVID hit us. We finna kick off in next month our first celebrity bowling event that help us bring funds in to help support the organization. And since that, my wife and Miss Taylor, they started an organization within our organization, the Queens Club. The Queens is a lady club, and we kind of model off that and start a men's club. And so we're trying to set up a mentor program through that. But it was a lot of bumps in the road, and thanks to Mr. Ellis when he gave me the blessing to go on this journey. He told me, you'll have 6 bumps in the road, and the worst going to be baseball, the 5th bump, baseball. I said, well, you own baseball. I said, no. He said, because they ain't going to understand what you're trying to do. All you're doing is trying to bring a concept together, enhance the community, and bring people together. And it'll take they'll come around and look like they're coming around now, and we've been blessed. And sometimes it's good to grow like that because you have something you can set up. So we set up a 3-year program, but we know it takes 3 to 6 years program, not only leaves here, hopefully that we can take it across this country where we can bring a lot of communities together.
Yeah, that's awesome. And do you have a date of the event of when it's going to be?
It'd be March. We moved it from March the 10th up to March the 9th because March the 10th is the expense that the organization came forward to handle on the weekend, on a Friday. But they move it up, and so they're going to come partnership to help us make this event started to help get our organization back started.
Okay, so let me make sure I got some of these details. It's March 9th, which is on a Thursday.
On a Thursday night at Orange. I think a remodeling is Orange Bowling Alley. It used to be named, but they're going to name it something new because they're doing a lot of remodel there now. The new owner from New Jersey, New York came and bought this bowling alley and a lot of other bowling alley, and he's going to try to help us take our organization a little further where we at.
Okay, awesome. And what's the name of the bowling alley?
I think it's Orange Bowling Alley. It's on 98th North. But they're going to change. I think they're going to change it to Maple Lane or something. But if people in this area know what when you say Orange Bowling Alley, they know. I guess it's and we chose that. It's one on the other side of the north side of town, but this one is close to the ballpark and partnership. The Ray Lewis left us started this a few years ago. It used to be his program. He let us have the program to start bringing some funds in for our organization.
Yeah, here at the Alan and Aaron Sports Radio Show, we definitely love to support that event on March 9th.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And definitely I'll do my best to come on through myself personally and support. And
what I do, I try to send you a new flyer. They just send me how people can sign up for a lane or 4 at the bowling alley. I'll make sure I copy you a copy of that tonight.
Yeah, please do so, and I'll make sure we do our best with that event. You're welcome.
Yeah, if you can help and you can pass the news on to someone else, it'd be great help.
Oh, I definitely would do that. That would be my pleasure and honor to pass word on and let them know.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. That's what we do here, the Alan and Aaron Sports Radio Show. We want to support great things in the community. And
thank you.
Mark. Oh, you're welcome. That's on a Thursday, which is great
and
too.
I just have a note. This morning, somebody might get Tebow to kind of be part of it, the football player. And I think he do a lot of non-profit organization. The young lady asked one of the leaders that she knows somebody know him. He want to know can they reach out to him. So he might be one of the celebrities, but Cabrera and a lot of other celebrities will be there.
Yeah, and definitely yourself being a big celebrity will be there too, I'm assuming.
Yeah, yes, I will be there.
All right, awesome. And as far as time of the day, do you know have any idea on that?
It's from 5:30 to 10 o'clock.
Right, 5:30 to 10 o'clock. It sounds like it's gonna be a great fun and bowling and.
Yeah, it's a good fun place to meet a lot of people, a lot of family people, and a lot of church people. It's a good meeting place. I'm hoping with somebody new. We had a lot of new addition personnel in our tag organization. It'll be a good meeting, a place for them to meet people of the city.
Yeah, that's wonderful, and definitely it's going to be a great event. And is Ray Lewis planning on being there, or is that something you're going to handle?
Well, I haven't talked to Ray. I don't think he have an invitation, but he right now he getting into that broadcasting, and I think he just signed another new contract. So last thing I talked to him, he's on the way to Hawaii. But you're gonna have a lot more some boxers. You're gonna have a lot of professional bowlers. It'll be a good fun night.
Yeah, that's fantastic, and it's great that you're doing great things that are fun in the community, and in fact,
thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. We have a mutual friend, Daryl Chapper, and he's the one who set up this interview, but he's also doing a great initiative with getting the kids involved at Simpson Park. Can you?
Yep, that's true. Well, we've been recruiting on every Sunday, getting the baseball back started up. And hopefully, I think I forgot the date, Evan Jackson helped us bring other athletes in here and be a good, have a clinic, a good mentor program, not only a clinic, the people that bring in, they really love to enhance these kids. So it's a partnership. And I think he know about the bowling, and they all going to be part of this. And looking forward to you being there also, if it's possible.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to being there. I definitely am doing that.
Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad you brought it up. You're very welcome. I'm glad you brought it up. I know that something was coming up, but I wasn't exactly sure, so I'm glad you gave more details on it.
Yeah, and I'll send that information to you.
Yes, please do so. And
I think I got about 2 or 3 flyers in my phone. I'm trying to forward them to you, and you'll see what's going on.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, I'll definitely mark that on the calendar to be there and have a great night of bowling with celebrities, Hall of Famers.
Thank you.
That's fantastic. You're welcome. And on top of that, too, you also do work. I had Donald Zanders on the line, too, from Lakeland, the Lakeland Diamondbacks. I know that you are good with him, and talk about their work in the community with getting young baseball players to join up in the inner city.
Well, I tell you, it's fun because you're getting family. We reaching out to kids like where I come from. Their parents can't afford $1, and we come in partnership with the family. And then I like when you do that, you get parents involved, and the parents come mentor to other family members and other families in the community. And that's what I like, the fellowship, bringing people together. And I think things like that, not only at baseball, we got other programs we going to work in, the Ray Lewis Football League in the fall, Chris Richardson Basketball in the fall. And we forming heroes and try to name the division after heroes in their community. And I think that's very important to pass things down. But all we do is trying to come partnership in the enhance organization in the community that we can enhance, not to take over. We like to come partnership to try to make it grow.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And all of the great work that you've done has led to you getting some fantastic awards and recognition. And one was an actual statue at Comerica Park. Talk about that honor of having that statue in Comerica Park.
Well, that statue is something I don't have the word to share my love and respect for that. That was a unveiling statue, I guess, in 2002. You all as a kid, you always read in the history book about other presidents and other people on statues. Then all of a sudden you got one. That statue actually represent the way I learned about life, and I learned to play my career through the fans. And at my testimony, when I got that, I kind of closed and said, well, I thank the fans and the people and teammates and people I played against, letting Willie Horton come in their home and their backyard and their workplace and made me part of their family, which I consider them my extended family. And that's what that statue stands for. But, not only that, I got monument there in Detroit also, street fame, like same here, we got street fame in Lakeland, Willie Horton Avenue, out by the ballpark. And you got a hitting cage out there with my name on it and stuff. And in Fort Benning, you got other stuff up there, internal flame in this library on the state of Michigan flag, internal flame, Willie Horton in the burning. So things like that I represent from that walk. I represent the people, trying to bring people together give them an opportunity and fairness in life like all people should have.
Absolutely, and that's don't know. It's number 23. It's retired by the Detroit Tigers. Yeah,
that was all part of that, Dave. And it's I get chills when I think about that now. And at the barbecue last night, people was talking about that. And soon I got there, I took pictures all the way till I had to get beyond there at the Tiger barbecue at the stadium last night. So I've been blessed that I've been passed down through all generations of not only fans and players. I'm very grateful and thankful that the good Lord helped me become part of a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, I mean, that's the true testament, and it shows the strong character you have both on and off the field has led you to some remarkable doors and opportunities.
Exactly, that's true, and that's what you do. You open doors and opportunity for others. And learn how to, that's what made that great honor of Mr. Ilitch. I was reading his book a couple of days, and I go through that every time he was a giver, and that's when he's been success in it. Not only the Tigers and Little Caesar and other Red Wings and other things. He started in a 2-car garage and grew.
Yeah, and I think that's a fantastic point, Ms. Horton, is that a lot of times in this day and age, people are taught to be, self-centered, self-absorbed, take selfies all by themselves, but a lot of richness comes to giving. Talk about the fact of being a great giver, how that really is something that helps a lot of people.
Well, you give, you receive, and the Bible tell you about that. You don't give to get rewarded. You give because your heart open for others to make their heart warmer, so they can share love with other people. Don't give, so I want to be thankful. No, I give because it's a great honor. And I thank God that helped me build me into that mold as a person. So I feel like that when you give something, you just give. You just don't give to say, well, I'll get rewarded. That come automatic, and the Bible tell you about that.
That's absolutely right. Give through your heart. Don't give because of a return on investment. That is so true. Don't give because you're expecting something back. I'll
get that, Kurt, in a minute. I'll get that. Yeah, that was my wife I was talking to. Okay. I'm back.
That's all right. And, it's you're right. You got to give when your heart's not because you want something in return.
It's in the right way. I remember walking years ago with Mr. Ilitch before the owner of the Tigers, before he passed, and his right-hand man, a very close friend of him, Gary Vito, and we walked through the neighborhood, and near the ballpark there's a place that they call Masonic Temple area where people sleeping out on the street, and the guys over there drinking, and he asked the two of us, what's the difference, that man and us three? And we looked at it, what? He said, we all God's children, we just fortune, it's misfortune. And that's how that's how I try to think about life. Some people's fortune, some is misfortune, but we all God's children.
Yeah, that is true, and that is absolutely 100% true. And the question I have is that, with the salaries nowadays, they're a lot bigger than they were back in the days with, multi-million-dollar contracts. Do you feel as if the average day players nowadays don't give back as much as they really should with the amount of money they make?
Well, they put them in a private, it put them in a private life. The only thing I worry is about the player. They have the same motive, same honors, the same want, and same give as Willie Horton, but they don't have the opportunity. With there's so much exposure in the paper about money, it's kind of pushed them away from the community. To be fair to the players, there's a lot of players want to do as a Willie Horton, Al Kaline, or Gates Brown, or Jake Wood did, but the salary is so much exposed about money and stuff and the way the world is structured. Now most guys is pushed from the community for the safety part, and that's when we don't have to kind of get control to try to get where we feel freedom, where you feel free when you open up the door for someone. We got to get back to that manager feeling, and I think prior to the Marlin players, the money is there, but to me in life, you earn what you think you should earn. And I never thought about structure of money. I did all. When I came up, I made $8,600 a year. That was, to me, that was the way it was structured. And when time passed, things changed, and I never got into that. Right today, I want to try to get into that because players still have the same desire Willie Horton had, but I think they kind of indirect pushed away from going to the barber shop or going to the grocery store like Willie Horton had freedom to doing with fans years ago. They pushed away because there's so much bad things going on in the world.
Yeah, that's a great point. That's a fantastic point. And any other words you want to have for the kids or the people that are listening that will help them out to make it to Major League Baseball?
Kids, well, when I talk to kids, I talk about life. It ain't about making it in Major League Baseball, but become a quality human being where you can do quality things in life, where you can make it in life, and that get back to the mind. Don't let nobody cheat you out of the mind that the good Lord gave you when you was born.
That's great advice there, and definitely I'm looking forward to seeing you on March 9th on bowling night. Oh, you're welcome. And any other opportunities that you have in the local community?
I think I'll talk out. I just said stay focused and stay firm like Dr. King.
That's right. And stay focused. And we definitely are so honored to have you as our special guest here on the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. I look forward to
Thank you.
You're welcome. Seeing you March 9th in person at the bowling alley.
Thank you. And maybe we'll do it again.
Oh, absolutely. I look forward to that in person at the bowling alley. And that'll be fantastic.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And don't forget to send that to me. You're very welcome.
No, I will. And you have a good weekend coming.
You do the same. God bless you.
Thank you. Bye.
You're welcome. Take care. Thank you, Mr. Horton. Yeah, so that was the fantastic and great Detroit Tiger, Major League Baseball, number 23, Willie Horton. I'm so honored to have spoken and have an interview with Mr. Horton. And of all things, this interview was done February 23rd, 23. So this is inside Black History Month. So we gave you guys a great insight of how things used to be and how things are now. And I really hope that this interview inspired you. We got a lot coming up on the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk Radio Show. Tomorrow is Friday. Just want to let you know that we are going to debut in honor of Major League Baseball. We're going to debut Major League Baseball song by Sam Scola. We really want to thank Sam Scola for writing that song. We're going to play that on tomorrow's show. during our regular scheduled time, which is Friday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time Zone. That is tomorrow. Today is Thursday. We're going to do that, and we're also going to have fantastic guests for you as well. He's a fantastic, when I say fantastic, photographer, Anthony Bristol, and that's, AJ, just like my son, short for AJ. Anthony Bristol was going to tell us about his experience in Daytona 500 shooting photographs of me. I mean, I have a professional camera, but he has something that's even more magnificent than me. He's going to we'll talk about our experience in Daytona 500. I thought it was fantastic to have him on board. He's going to tell you all about him and what he does professionally with photography and racing. I think you guys are going to really love it. Talk a lot about that and a lot more on tomorrow's show. But in the meantime, thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Alan and Aaron Sports Tech Radio Show. Thank you again to the great Willie Horton for joining us on our show. And thank you for Darryl Chapper for setting up this interview. Also, I want to thank our great sponsor, Chef G's Florida Barbecue Sauce. So delicious and addicting. You may need a support group. So let me go ahead and play Chef G's song. Let me do that for you right now.
Comes in full variety, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, a natural flavor. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Florida gold honey mustard on burgers and ribs, tasty fusion on pork and sausage, a classic taste for chicken steak tips, a hot heat wave on meatballs and ham. It's a cookout treat. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, serve on fish and vegetables. Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce.
That's right. Thank you, Chef G's Florida barbecue sauce. So delicious and addicting. You may need a support group. Please pick up a 4-pack at FLBBQSauce.com. Again, it's FLBBQSauce.com. I want to thank you guys again for listening to a great episode of the Alan and Aaron Sports Tech Radio Show. And till we meet again, have a blessed night. Take care of yourself and be well. Take care for now.
Thank you for listening to the Alan and Aaron Sports Talk podcast. Subscribe and check us out on your favorite social media platform. Thank you.